Hello, coolers. Welcome back to V for Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest stories. We start with Ansu Fati, as Barcelona have practically ruled out the departure of the 20-year-old academy whiz-kid. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Clement Lenglet, as the Barca outcast is reportedly closing in on Tottenham Hotspur switch, according to latest reports. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. As Barcelona look to make some sales and generate revenue this summer, a number of players have been linked with exits from the Catalan outfit. Returning loanees such as Sergio Dest, Clement Lenglet, and Alex Collado are all on the exit ramp, as are first-team members such as Frank Kessié and Ferran Torres. Another name that had been linked strongly with a summer exit is Ansu Fati. The 20-year-old has endured a few difficult campaigns at the club due to injuries and a lack of game time. But given his age, potential and quality, there were expectations that Fati would fetch a good fee this summer, especially with interest coming from several Premier League clubs. However, according to the latest report from Sport, Barcelona have now practically ruled out the departure of Fati in the ongoing transfer window. This comes after the 20-year-old academy graduate's repeated insistence on staying put at the club and succeeding with the La Liga champions. Fati's agent, Jorge Mendes, tried to convince the forward to consider a departure, but the youngster held firm to his stance of wanting to stay. And providing an update on the starlet's future, the super agent said last month, Ansu wants to stay. He wants to stay. He has scored 3 goals in his last games. What else do you want? He's a top phenomenon, one of the best young players in the world. One day he will win the Ballon d'Or. Fati himself made his decision on his future clear last month after winning the UEFA Nations League with Spain. He said, I have a contract with Barcelona and my intention is pretty clear, is to continue to improve and grow at Barca. That is my intention. I have a contract and I'm happy, both at my club and with the national team. Fati showed some signs of recovering his form towards the end of last season. That, coupled with his quality and his desire to stay, appears to have convinced Barcelona to hold on to the La Masia graduate for at least one more season. Ansu Fati's future have always been up in the air, especially having a subpar performance last season, majority of last season, let me say so. But I think towards the end of last season, we saw some of the best from Ansu Fati, and I think that was an indication that he was just a temporal, I can say he was not on target for a temporal period. But I think Fati is still a quality player, and if this report is to be believed, I think it should be a great decision by Barca to rule out any departure for the player, because for me, worst come to the worst, Fati should be loaned. But if they don't loan him, good and fine. I still need him to stay and see what he can perform this season. Of course, Fati is still a fan favorite no matter what. Many fans are still of the opinion that manager Xavi and Laporta should keep him this next season before they can make any rational conclusions. And I definitely think it will be a good decision, as Barca have ruled out any such possibilities of selling Fati. Fati was not supposed to be short of options, as suitors from Premier League are uncountable. Suitors from all over the top leagues in the world have been showing interest in Fati despite his poor showing last season, and Barcelona are currently trying to see how they can sell certain out-of-favor players in order to balance the books and sign and register new signings. But so far, I think things have not been going well as planned, but hopefully Laporta and the board can ensure that things go well in the right direction. Fati, despite his poor performance majority of last season, keep insisting that he wants to stay and there is no intention for him leaving, despite pressure from Jorge Mendes some 2 months ago, and also his father, Bori Fati, who have even come out, a couple of occasions to blast Javi, blast Barcelona about lack of game time for his son. But I'm so happy that Fati does not see it the same way as his dad. No matter that he is his father, that doesn't mean Fati will do everything that his father wants or say. And I definitely think that Fati is trying to make a good decision, trying to say he wants to stay. And if Barca want to keep him, I think they still believe that Fati have that quality that he can help the team next season. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, with Barcelona looking to get rid of Deadwood from the squad at the earliest possible, they might be in for some success in the coming days. Alex Collado is understood to be on the verge of signing for Real Betis on a free, and now Mundo Deportivo is reporting that another Barca outcast, Clement Lenglet, could soon be on his way out of Barca, with a transfer to Tottenham appearing very close. The Frenchman spent last season away at loan at Tottenham after having fallen out of favour at Barca under Xavi Hernandez. Lenglet enjoyed a solid enough season with the Little Whites, making 35 appearances and even setting up a couple of goals from his teammate. With that being no buy option in the loan deal, the former Sevilla man returned to Barca upon the expiry of his temporary contract. Lenglet showed up at the pre-season training on Monday and went through the medical and fitness test. However, Barca have confirmed that the 28-year-old has been given permission to skip training until July 18 so that he can arrange his transfer away from the club. And now it is being reported that Lenglet could be close to moving to Tottenham on a permanent transfer. Talks between the two clubs had been going on for quite some time now, without a firm agreement over a transfer fee. Barca were said to be seeking around 15 million for the player, but Spurs were reluctant to meet that figure as they are also matching his high wages. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time. Bye bye.